Picture this. You are driving to work on a completely normal Tuesday morning. No speeding, no dangerous maneuvers, no alcohol, no drugs, not even a parking ticket to your name. A police officer pulls you over for what feels like a routine stop. Within minutes, he is on the radio. Within 10 minutes, your car is being loaded onto a flatbed truck and driven away. You are standing on the side of the road, completely stunned, watching everything unfold. And the officer tells you it is entirely legal. How is that possible? How can a law-abiding driver lose their vehicle without committing a single obvious crime? The answer is something that tens of thousands of drivers across the United Kingdom do every single year without even realizing it. It is not reckless driving. It is not road rage. It is not drink driving. It is one simple, easy-to-overlook administrative mistake. And it is costing ordinary people their cars, their money, and their freedom to drive. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what that mistake is, how to avoid it, and what to do if it has already happened to you. Welcome back to How to Get a UK Driving License, Step by Step, the channel that is completely dedicated to helping drivers at every stage of their journey understand the UK road rules, driving laws, license requirements, and everything else you need to stay legal, stay safe, and stay behind the wheel with total confidence. Whether you are a learner driver just starting out, a newly qualified driver still finding your feet, someone who has moved to the UK from abroad and needs to navigate the British licensing system, or an experienced driver who simply wants to make sure they are not unknowingly breaking any rules, this channel is built for you. If you have not subscribed yet, please do it right now and hit that bell icon so you get notified the moment we upload, because the laws around driving in the UK change more often than most people realize, and the last thing you want is to be caught out by something you could have known about. Today, we are covering one of the most important and most overlooked topics in UK driving law: the simple mistake that gives police the legal power to seize your vehicle on the spot, even if you have done absolutely nothing wrong on the road. This is a video every single driver in the UK needs to watch. Let us start with the law itself, because understanding the legal foundation here is what makes everything else make sense. Under Section 165A of the Road Traffic Act 1988, as amended by the Police Reform Act 2002, a police officer has the power to seize a motor vehicle if the driver cannot demonstrate that the vehicle is properly insured or that they hold a valid license to drive it. That is not a minor administrative note buried in a government leaflet. That is a real active power that police officers use every single day across the United Kingdom. And the critical thing to understand is that the burden is on you, the driver, to be able to demonstrate compliance, not on the police to prove you are definitely uninsured or unlicensed before they act. There is also the separate power under Section 59 of the Police Reform Act 2002, which allows officers to seize vehicles being used in a manner causing alarm, distress, or annoyance. But that is a different category. The seizures we are focusing on today are the ones that catch completely ordinary, well-intentioned drivers completely off guard. The administrative failures that most people never see coming until it is too late. So what is the single most common mistake that triggers a vehicle seizure for law-abiding drivers? Driving without valid motor insurance. And before you say, "I have insurance, I am covered," stay with me, because the reality of insurance validity is considerably more complicated than most drivers appreciate, and the gap between thinking you are insured and actually being legally insured is exactly where tens of thousands of drivers fall into serious trouble every single year. The Motor Insurers Bureau estimates that there are well over 1 million uninsured vehicles on UK roads at any given time. Some of those belong to deliberate criminals who have never insured their cars and never intend to. But a surprisingly large proportion belong to ordinary, responsible people who genuinely believed they were insured and were wrong. Here is how it happens in practice, and these are real scenarios that real drivers have found themselves in. The first and most common scenario is a lapsed policy that the driver did not notice. Insurance policies renew annually. Life is busy. Emails go to spam folders. Spam. Direct debits fail, perhaps because of a new bank card, a change of bank, or an insufficient balance on one particular day. When a direct debit for your insurance fails and the insurer cannot collect the premium, they cancel your policy. They send you a notice, sometimes by email, sometimes by post. But if you miss it, if you assume everything is fine because you set up automatic renewal a year ago, you could be driving a completely uninsured vehicle without the faintest idea that you are doing so. Police vehicles and ANPR, automatic number plate recognition. Cameras cross-reference every number plate they scan against the motor insurance database in real time. If your car comes back as uninsured on that database, even for a single day after your policy lapsed, you are at serious risk of a stop and a seizure. The second scenario involves changes to your circumstances that you forgot to notify your insurer about. Insurance policies are contracts, and they are based on the information you provided when you took them out. If any of that information changes materially and you do not update your insurer, your policy can be voided, meaning it is treated as if it never existed. The kinds of changes that can void a policy include moving house and not updating your address, changing jobs where your occupation is listed on the policy, adding significant modifications to your vehicle without declaring them, or using your car for purposes not covered by your policy. For example, using a social use only policy for commuting, or using a commuting policy for business deliveries. Many drivers make these changes in their lives and simply do not think about the insurance implications. The insurer thinks the policy becomes invalid. The ANPR camera does not care that you did not realize. The third scenario is fronting, and this one is worth addressing because it affects a lot of young drivers and their parents. Fronting is the practice of listing a more experienced driver as the main driver of a vehicle, when in reality, a younger, higher-risk driver uses it most. Parents do this to reduce their children's insurance premiums. It seems harmless. It feels like a gray area. It is not a gray area. It is insurance fraud. It voids the policy entirely, and if discovered, the vehicle can be seized, the younger driver can face prosecution, and both driver and parent can end up with fraud on their records. This is one of the most common ways that young drivers end up with seized vehicles despite genuinely believing they were insured. The fourth scenario involves driving someone else's car. You may have heard of driving other cars cover, sometimes called dock cover. Some fully comprehensive insurance policies include a clause that allows the policyholder to drive other vehicles on a third-party only basis in an emergency. Many drivers assume this applies to their policy. Most modern comprehensive policies have removed this cover entirely or heavily restricted it. Before you ever drive a vehicle that is not yours, even in an emergency, you need to confirm that you have specific documented cover for that vehicle, either through your own policy or through the vehicle owner's policy as a named driver. Assuming you are covered is not coverage. The ANPR camera will flag the vehicle as uninsured for your plates, and the officer who stops you will seize the car. Now, let us talk about what happens if your vehicle is actually seized, because knowing the process matters enormously for minimizing the financial and practical damage. When a police officer seizes your vehicle under Section 165A, they are legally required to give you a seizure notice at the scene. This notice explains why the vehicle was seized, which police station or storage compound is holding it, and what you need to do to recover it. You have a window, typically 7 days, to produce proof of valid insurance and a valid driving license before the police can apply to a court for the vehicle to be forfeited. If you allow that window to close without acting, you can lose the car permanently, regardless of its value. To recover your vehicle, you will need to produce the required documents: valid insurance covering that specific vehicle, a valid driving license, at the relevant police station. You will also need to pay a release fee, which is currently £150, plus a storage charge for every day the vehicle has been held. If the vehicle sits in storage for a week before you sort your documents, you are looking at several £100s before you even get the keys back. And if you cannot show valid insurance, you cannot recover the vehicle at all until you arrange it, meaning the storage charges keep accumulating while you sort everything out. Beyond the vehicle seizure itself, the legal consequences of driving without insurance are severe and long-lasting. The fixed penalty for driving without insurance is £300 and 6 penalty points on your license. If the case goes to court, which it can for repeat offenses or more serious cases, you can face an unlimited fine and disqualification from driving. Those 6 penalty points stay on your license for 4 years and will dramatically increase your insurance premiums. For a new driver still within their first 2 years of passing their test, 6 points mean automatic license revocation under the New Drivers Act, meaning they must resit both theory and practical tests to get their license back. The ripple effects of this one mistake can follow a driver for years. So how do you protect yourself completely from this happening? Set a calendar reminder at least 30 days before your insurance renewal date every single year, not just on the renewal date itself, but in advance, so you have time to shop around, confirm details, and make sure payment goes through successfully. Check your insurance documents carefully and make sure every detail is accurate. Your address, your occupation, your annual mileage, your vehicle modifications, your use type. If anything in your life changes, call your insurer before you drive. Verify before you ever drive another person's vehicle that you have confirmed documented cover for that vehicle. And use the free motor insurance database checker at askmid.com. You can type in your own number plate and confirm whether your vehicle currently shows as insured on the national database. It takes 30 seconds. Do it regularly. The ANPR cameras are everywhere. There are over 10,000 ANPR cameras operational across the United Kingdom's road network right now, reading millions of number plates every single day, cross-referencing each one against live insurance and licensing data in real time. This is not a system you can slip through. This is not a system that gives you the benefit of the doubt. If your car comes back uninsured, the alert goes to the nearest patrol officer immediately. This is why the mistake catches so many people who never intended to do anything wrong. Because the system is automatic, it is instant, and it does not distinguish between the person who has never insured their car in their life and the person whose direct debit failed 3 weeks ago without their knowledge. Here is the bottom line. Your car can be seized by police in the United Kingdom for a simple administrative oversight, a lapsed policy, a failed payment, an undeclared change of address, or a mistaken assumption about cover. It happens to tens of thousands of drivers every single year, many of whom are genuinely responsible people who simply did not know what they did not know. The good news is that it is completely preventable once you understand exactly what is required and stay on top of your paperwork. Stay insured, stay accurate, stay verified, and you will never have to watch your car disappear onto the back of a recovery truck on an otherwise ordinary morning. If this video helped you understand something important about UK driving law, please hit the like button. It means a great deal to this channel and helps How to Get a UK Driving License reach more drivers who need this information. If you are not yet subscribed, subscribe right now. We cover every aspect of UK driving law, the licensing process, and the rules of the road in clear, practical detail that you can actually use. Share this video with every driver you know, because this is exactly the kind of information that most people only find out about after it is too late. And drop a comment below telling us what driving law topic you want covered next. We read every single one. Drive safe, stay legal, and we will see you in the next video.